Action!
So, how did I get myself into this mess? Taking my last breath on a veneer of a cheap desk in a cramped little office, with unwritten chapters in my head, unsaid words behind my teeth. It's like my last scene is still to be played out, but the final credits are rolling. And yet, just 3 days ago, I was relaxing with a hot chocolate in my local coffee shop, served with a maple bun by a very little girl, now having hysterics in front of me. It was a wet Tuesday afternoon. I'd reached the block of my latest book, so ventured down to the 80 Degrees Cafe for some inspiration and a tasty snack. Bless dear little Connie, about as sharp as a corners of a round table, but truly devoted and obsessed. I smiled patiently, humbly, allowing her to witter away on about as much she loves my books, even though she constantly misquotes from them, and trying to find out about my next one. It was then that I noticed the walking cliche from the latest edition of Spy magazine entering the building.
Anyway, listen to me going on. You must think I'm just wittering on and on because I love your books, but I do love them. I really, really do love them. I especially love the one with the civil servant and the orange.
Who was this mystery man who slipped his letter into me so discreetly? He moved with the finesse of a panther and the grace of a thunderswan. And when I witnessed his inconspicuous departure from the cafe, I knew he must be work for the secret organisation. He was in and out like a demon's whisper, and now I'm all in. Who was that man?
Anyway, I must get on.
Can I help you, Miss Barnes?
Oh, Mr. Kervall, you really ought to lock your office door.
Yes, well, I wasn't expecting all and sundry to be entering here.
As local historian and Belle Island's respected librarian, I hardly feel I'm all and sundry. I was looking for you and discovered your desk was very disorganised.
Yes, I'm a creative. I work better that way. Anyway, you found me.
Evidently.
What was it you wanted?
I'm very worried about all these deaths, Mr. Kervall.
Well, aren't we all?
As someone with a knowledge of crime and serial killers and with such a creative imagination such as yourself, I wondered if we might get together and discuss recent events.
Isn't that a task for your detectives?
That useless pair? That daft cloth-head Connie would be more effective than them.
So, what information do you have?
Well, I have a hunch, an uneasy feeling that the answer could be under our very noses.
Oh. Well, I am snowed under at the moment, and I do have a business appointment. Maybe we can get together at the weekend. Saturday at Cafe 80 Degrees?
Oh, somewhere a little more private would be better. Here?
Oh, very well. I'll remember to lock the door this time, so all and sundry don't join us.
Esther, nice dress. You look like a bruise.
My, the years are starting to tell on you, Tom. You'll have to start preying on an older age group now. Maybe move to the 20 to 29 group.
Esther, I could dine on your eyes, my sweet.
You'd be in the right place. I've got a sty in one of them.
Kenny, have you heard about the latest 2 deaths?
Yeah, the metal detectors. Yes, a great shame.
Do you think they're linked to the other 2 deaths?
Well, I assumed it was just an accident. They got excited about finding the treasure and didn't see the signs.
The warning sign that was torn down and thrown into a bush?
Ah, that's interesting. Do the police know?
Yes, but they think it's still an accident.
Coincidences take time. I think it might be a good idea if we meet tomorrow in the pub. We'll have a drink and bring any data that we've got and we can collate it all.
Great, I look forward to it. Catch you tomorrow.
Meet me by the church. Well, I've never been much of a praying type. Who is this man and what does his message mean? It seems familiar, like the voice of an old friend, and yet...
Do you know, the other thing I really like is where the civil servant makes the pun about the orange. He says he'd appeal to it with jest.
No, that's zest. I don't know why you couldn't get that, Connie. I hate being misquoted. Hold on to that.
Oh, that's what his mistress told him to do.
No, Connie, I mean the quote. It's from one of my books. It's a chapter from book 4. When the scriptwriter gets killed. He's paraphrasing from my books.
Oh, do you think he might be a fan? Oh, that's nice. I remember that one. My credits are rolling, finally.
That's what Miss Barnes said. The clues were under my nose. I need to get back to the office.
Oh, Mr. Kervall, I love your books so much, and nobody knows them better than me. Oh, please let me help, please.
Well, her trudging along was something I could rather avoid, but then maybe she could have her uses. Yes, all right, come on.
He moved with the finesse of a panther and with the grace of a thunderstorm.
The finesse of a panther and the thunderstorm, not a thunderstorm.
Oh, I'm having so much fun, Mr. Kervall.
Okay. Here we are. The rolling credits line. Unsaid.
Unfed birds
Words behind my teeth. And a plethora of things
thesaurus of
I
things
needed to do. It's like
a bit
my
like
last
my plasticine
scene and
that's
still
not
has
yet to be
played,
made.
but the
And
final
roller
credits are rolling
on.
Connie, the first death was the policeman, John, wasn't it? And it was Ginny that found him, right? Talk me through what she saw.
Well, he was in his house and he was dead.
Yeah. A bit more specific?
He was sat on his toilet, with a banana, and he wasn't breathing.
Yeah. All very helpful, Connie, but now follow me here. What did she say he was wearing?
He was wearing a T-shirt with that Elton Presley on it.
Very good, Connie. And who does that look like on the cover of my first book?
It's that one, isn't it? That one from Love Island. You don't think?
No, Connie, no. It's nothing to do with Love Island. He looks like Elvis Presley.
Oh, and that's the brother of Elton Presley.
Connie, would you like to bring the books down, please? The killer, you know, they're following the order of my books. Good. Look, the first book, Suspicious Minds, features an Elvis Presley lookalike who murdered on the toilet. Book 2, Cliffhanger. Now, how does Clara die?
She slipped off a cliff.
Pushed. She was pushed off a cliff. And the second death on Belle Island. The poor girl was found at the base of the cliff. I don't think it was an accident. And what about the recent unlucky metal detectors who drowned at sea? Sound familiar? And then we have book 4, Deadly Nightshade, which has the dialogue about the rolling credits. Connie, I think we have a serial killer who is bumping people off on the same order and manner as my books.
So, you think they're all connected? Oh, I think that's unlikely, Mr. Kervall.
Oh, if I'm correct, the next murder will happen on the exact fashion as book 4. Someone's going to be poisoned. Someone's going to be poisoned, probably where they work. Unless the killer chooses to act out the murder in the prologue, but that's unlikely. It was almost too farcical. I regret not taking it out in the first before publishing, but they did love it. So, if I'm right, we have to stay away from your place of work in 2 days' time.
How can you possibly know the date from a book?
Well, it's the Bank Holiday Monday, and the next Bank Holiday Monday is in 2 days' time.
Mr. Kervall, this is all very dramatic and exciting, but entirely implausible. Surely you do not expect us to believe in all this.
Well, it does follow the chronology of his books, Esther.
You almost sound like you've bothered to read them.
Believe what you like, but you must stay away from your place of work. We must do what we can to change this rules of needless deaths. Were you, hiding in the bushes? I always found that frustrating when watching film noir stuff, that you always have the part of the film where you never see the name of the note. I guess it is odd that the murderer avoided the next chronological death in my books. The mystery man who suddenly began to shake and convulse as if he was having a fit. Then of course he can't call out for help because he cannot breathe. Must be the poison. Next thing, he spins round, somehow smacks into the lamppost as if and hits his head and then falls to the ground. The poor guy. I then wrote him drowning in a puddle. It was supposed to be a metaphor for capitalism. But what happened then? Something silly. The car rushing by, of course. A bit of a ridiculous death. Not one of the most realistic pieces of literature. Particularly the finale, when the bulb in the lamppost... What a stupid way to meet your end. It would never happen in real life, of course. And if it did, I'd see it coming a mile away. Number 1. Deaths follow chronological order in my books. Number 2. The mystery man in the trench coat. 3. The note. 4. The next death will be administered in an office using poison. Number 5. Check any methods that poison could possibly be administered orally. But what kind of thing do you allow near your mouth? I need to bring the police in on this now. So, now we're back where we started. I guess I finally finished my story. Or my story has finished me. Perhaps then the next chapter might answer some questions. How would I know? I'm only the writer.